everyone, it's Brittany. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be showing you guys a bunch of really delicious and easy recipes that you guys can do for upcoming game day parties, so Super Bowl parties or just events where you and your friends and family are gathering. I'm also partnering with Old El Paso in this video, which is very exciting for me because I have been using Old El Paso products for years with my family. We love Mexican food, so this is really cool to come up with a couple different ideas of how to use some of the Old El Paso products. And I'm also wearing my taco shirt because I thought that was very appropriate to be wearing for this video. In case you or any of your guests are vegetarian, I have included a vegetarian option for this video so that nobody needs to miss out on the deliciousness of these recipes. If any of you are planning on having game day parties, then I hope that this video helps you out and gives you some ideas of what to serve your guests. And make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel, and let's go ahead and get started. My first recipe is this really easy slow cooker salsa chicken, and you guys only need 3 ingredients. So of course you guys will need some chicken, and I used 2 chicken breasts, which my mom put in because I hate touching raw chicken. Next you will need some taco seasoning, and I'm using the Old El Paso Restaurante Soft Taco Dinner Kit because it comes with some chicken tinga seasoning for chicken breasts and a few other things which I'll be using later on, but I'm going to use about half of the packet of taco seasoning. And the last ingredient is Old El Paso salsa, and I used mild because you never know, some people might not like spicy flavors, so go ahead and add an entire jar. This was 650 mils, I believe, but of course you can add more if you're making more. And then I just stirred it and cooked it on low for 4.5 hours, but it could differ depending on how much you're using. And while that is cooking, you guys can start preparing some decorations. So I'm going to show you guys how I made these really easy tissue paper pom-poms. All you need, of course, is tissue paper and the colors of your team, and I'm just using the way that it's already folded to know where to cut, so I just basically cut it so that I have these long rectangles. And I'm taking about 5 sheets of tissue paper and making sure it's all even, and then I'm gonna start folding it accordion style. You guys probably know what this means if they taught you how to do it in elementary school, but basically it looks like a wavy fan type thing. So I'm just doing that along the entire length of the tissue paper. So this is what it looks like if you were to unfold it, but you don't want to, just showing you guys what it looks like. So next you want to take a little piece of clear string and tie it directly in the middle of the folded up tissue paper, and you don't want this to be super tight or anything. It should basically just look like this. Next, taking a pair of scissors, you guys can cut shapes into the ends of your folded up tissue paper. So you can either do rounded like I'm doing here, or you can cut it into a little triangle just to get a different shape when you actually open it up. So now you want to fan open the sides of the accordion folded tissue paper and then start pulling apart the different layers on each side. And it really doesn't take that long. This was so easy. This was one of the first ones that I ever made, and I think it turned out pretty cute. And basically you just keep doing it until it looks like a fluffy little tissue pom-pom. And of course you can make however many you want and in whatever team colors you want as well. So my next recipe is for the vegetarians out there, and it is a tofu taco filling. So I just use a little bit of olive oil and then about a block of crumbled tofu. You guys can of course use as much as you need for however many people want a vegetarian option, and you are supposed to let this saute on the stove for 15 minutes, just keeping your eye on it and stirring every once in a while to make sure it doesn't burn. But while that is going, you can start preparing some fresh ingredients, and I decided to make some guacamole. I love making guacamole from scratch. I love avocados, so I just went ahead and peeled the avocado and then put the slices into a bowl. Next I cut up a lime, which I will be using later to serve on the table in case anybody wants some, but I went ahead and just squeezed some lime juice onto it, and then I added some chopped cilantro. And people say I say cilantro weird, but everyone I know says it like that. But anyways, I also add some plain Greek yogurt instead of sour cream. It's just a little bit healthier for you, and some minced garlic and a little bit of paprika, and then I just mush it all up with a fork until it's super creamy. And then you can just move on to doing some other things like cutting up some lettuce for everybody to put onto their tacos, and corn and beans and all that stuff. But by this time your tofu should be ready to add some taco seasoning. So I'm using the Old El Paso Smart Fiesta taco seasoning. It has 30% less sodium, and I just thought people would probably appreciate that. So I went ahead and mixed it all in, and then you should let it sit for another 5 minutes before taking it off of the heat. I also wanted to show you guys a really easy snack to offer people, which you can make in pretty large batches, and these are bite-sized quesadillas. So I will be using the soft tortillas that came in that restaurante kit that I showed you guys at the beginning of the video, and these are just smaller sized tortilla shells, I guess you could call them. And I just went ahead and put in a mix of shredded cheese, and I have a panini press, but you guys could do this in a little pan on your stove, whatever you guys have. And once all the cheese is melted, of course, just take it off, and then you can cut them into little bite-sized triangles, and I think they're really cute and everybody liked them. So after you've done everything around the house and prepared the rest of the food, by now most likely the chicken will be ready. So I'm just removing the cooked chicken from the slow cooker and putting it into a little bowl, and I'm starting to shred up the chicken. I'm literally just pulling it apart because it is so tender and juicy, but I will be adding some of the salsa left over in the slow cooker because I don't want to waste it, and it makes it even more juicy and flavorful. And since that is ready, I will go ahead and start preparing the table so that everybody can get what they want. And I'll be using these Old El Paso mini tortilla bowls as personal serving dishes for salsa and guacamole, because I hate having to put salsa on a plate because it is so hard to dip your chips into. So I'm just using some more Old El Paso salsa and putting it into the little mini tortilla bowls. And I'm also going to do the same with the guacamole that I made ahead of time. And everyone said that this was such a good idea. I don't know if people have done this before, but I thought that these would be perfect for serving salsa and guacamole. Next, I just put the rest of the soft tortilla shells that I didn't use earlier, and then I'm using some of the regular size Old El Paso tortilla bowls, which pretty much everybody used. They love the tortilla bowls, and I thought that made everything a lot easier to eat. So I went ahead and just put everything out, including my fresh ingredients and the tofu filling and a couple little extra things that people might want to use on their tacos. And then I put out my decorations that I made and some plates and napkins in the colors of my team. And I also got these really cute little football cutouts from a craft store and set everything out, and I was so happy with how it all looks. I think it's so festive, and it's also really good for representing whatever team that you guys like. And then when it's game time, your guests can just serve themselves, and you don't need to worry about serving them. They can totally help themselves and eat whatever they want. And it's all finger food. It's really easy to eat with your hands, so they can take it pretty much anywhere. I got a lot of great feedback on everything, and they especially loved the Old El Paso mini tortilla bowls for guacamole and salsa. So hopefully you guys like these recipes and get a chance to use them. So that's it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and also click that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I'll leave some of the recipes that I used from the Old El Paso website in the description box below so that you guys can check it out and make them for yourselves. And I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!